Public safety is one of our highest priorities as the city, as myself, personal as a council member, but also as a wife of a law enforcement officer. Everyone deserves to feel safe in our city and on our streets, in our neighborhood, and where we work. Ordinances updates that we, as council members, are looking to do. We've been working to amend these ordinances to eliminate street solicitations. It is not safe for drivers, for pedestrians, or those soliciting. We are also looking to increase restrictions in sensitive areas such as shopping centers, banking institutions, and other key hubs. Public education and alternatives. While giving money to those soliciting is well-intended, it can contribute to ongoing challenges. Instead, we will focus on programming like Another Way and other services-based alternatives that help provide help, healthcare, housing, and job support. To raise awareness, we will launch an education program, including signage, and guide people to resources to create long-term solutions. Community policing. We will continue to work closely with LMPD as their focus continues to increase, as we will ask them to strengthen their presence in neighborhoods, working directly with residents to address concerns and improve safety and proactive enforcement. ATV enforcement. Illegal ATV use is causing damage to both public and private property and creating unsafe conditions. We are looking to increase penalties locally, and we may work with state lawmakers to enhance laws to give enforcement more tools. Additionally, we'll explore a targeted ATV enforcement pilot program in neighborhoods where this problem occurs most frequently. Human trafficking prevention. Finally, our administration has already taken steps to crack down on human trafficking by increasing monitoring of spas and so-called massage parlors. This work will continue in partnership with law enforcement and community agencies. These actions reflect our community to safer order and community well-being. But more importantly, they demonstrate our gratitude and support of our officers who protect us every day. This month and every month, let's stand behind our enforcement officers and work together to build safer, stronger, and a compassionate city.
Several years ago, when I was a state legislator, there was a spike, if you can remember, and it was COVID related, but there was a spike in juvenile crime. Some terrible things were happening out there for our kids under 18 years old. And I went to the police chief of this city at that time and said, what is causing this? And she said, the number one driver is the juvenile crime epidemic. She called it, it's her words. And we have no place to take them to try to reach them. If a child commits a horrible crime in this county right now, that child must be taken 2 hours away before they can have a counselor talk to them, before their clergy can talk to them. It's just ridiculous. It's an emergency situation that we don't have a juvenile detention center here in Louisville. We're like one of the largest cities in America that does not have one. And nobody seems to want to recognize that, especially the state, who is responsible for juvenile justice. There was a consent decree 25 years ago that said the state of Kentucky must take hold of the juvenile crime issue. And they are dropping the ball as far as Louisville is concerned. Department of Juvenile Justice needs to be up here, pretend like it's a dam getting ready to break and flood the whole city. That's the emergency status that the state and its leader, Andy Beshear, should be down here in Louisville saying, what's keeping this from being built? As a legislator, and many of my colleagues from Louisville, we funded this. It's been over $30 million at this point given to get this facility back up to snuff. And I appreciate Jared Bauman, who I'm working with, and he's going to start picking up the ball there here in Frankfort. Working with Jonathan Joseph, my councilman friend here. Whose nose did I hit? And he's been great. He's a teacher at Butler High School. And it really does take a village to reach these children, because the minute they turn 18 and they commit a crime, then, you know, they're going to the big house, the big house. We can reach them if we have a place. Say a child goes out here and steals a car. We want to bring that child, keep him here in Louisville. Right now, they either release them to the community or they send them to Adair County or Warren County. What we need to do is have a place to come here, sit down with counselors, and the city of Louisville has promised to provide services to these children. Sit down with their clergy, their family, and counselors and try to turn their life around. It's one of the saddest things going on in Louisville, and nobody seems to be paying attention to it. These children need to be turned around before they do something at 18, and there's no turning around at that point. So I hope Andy Beshear will listen, the state will listen. The mayor has been great on this, and the Louisville Metro Council has been great. We need a juvenile detention center in Louisville. Thank you.
There's been a lot of scrutiny of LMPD, rightfully so. Every government agency should be scrutinized. But law enforcement is a three-legged stool. We have law enforcement, we have prosecutors, and we have the judiciary. Law enforcement is arguably as transparent as they have ever been in the history of America. We literally have them strapped with cameras in Louisville, and everything they do when they interact with the public is recorded. We do not have the same level of transparency in our prosecutorial system and in our judiciary. I want to compliment David Nicholson. When the story broke about shock probations and the concerns around that in the recent case, I asked him for data on shock probations amongst our judicial system. He was diligent and very quick to present data on what is going on. And just to give you a sense of what we see happening, there is an incredible difference between judges and how they are adjudicating shock probation cases. On the one end, you have a judge that grants shock probation in about 33 to 35% of cases that are assigned to them. On the other hand, we have judges that grant shock probation at 90% of the cases that come in front of them. We need the public, not we as in elected officials, the public who elects these judges needs transparency related to that, and we're going to start requesting that data related to the judiciary and their actions are publicly available to the people that they serve. We support the creation of a judicial scorecard. The city of Atlanta has had a judicial scorecard for quite some time. We know that there are people working on that right now in the city of Louisville, and we want to see the ultimate completion of that. Related to the county and Commonwealth attorney's offices, again, we ask for more transparency related to the work that they are doing. Officers regularly charge people with, let's say a handful of charges, and then the prosecutors, whether the Commonwealth attorney or county attorney's office, and it's totally legal, there's nothing untoward about it, but the public should know how many deals are being cut, how many charges are being dropped, who's making those decisions, and why are those decisions being made. I think, again, if LMPD is going to have this level of scrutiny, we should be scrutinizing those that are taking the charges from LMPD and what decisions are they making before it gets to the judiciary. Finally, this is the beginning of a process. We've already, for example, Councilman Bratcher has filed, it was filed yesterday, it will be read into the record this Thursday with its first reading, a resolution about speeding up the construction of the juvenile justice facility. We have many other letters that we're going to be sending to the appropriate parties related to the requests we're making on transparency, and we have more ordinances to come. This is going to take some time to execute, but we commit to the public that we will keep you posted on our progress. Each step of the way, you will have a report card on how we're progressing in achieving all of these goals that we've laid out today. It's time for everybody to be all in on reducing crime and making Louisville a safe city. Louisville should be one of the safest large cities in the country, and we can get there. But it's going to take everybody working together at every level of government in order to accomplish that. And that's what we're asking for today.